Hello, everyone. My name is John Noderft. I'm Director of Government Affairs here at ISSA. We're going to get started here. Just want to welcome everyone to our webinar about leveraging National Cleaning Week. Just kind of as a little background on kind of what we'll be talking about here today, and a little bit of background about myself. So as I mentioned, I'm Government Affairs Director here at ISSA. So my background is really in kind of political nature, working in politics, policy, and running campaigns. So I'm really kind of looking at kind of educating you from my background in terms of how we came to this idea to really promote National Cleaning Week from a campaign perspective. And luckily for us, we don't have to pick which candidate. I know with the election coming up in November and all the stuff on the airways, luckily we don't have to argue over candidates. We're all on the same page. We all want to promote cleaning. That's really our candidate, the way I look at it, of running a campaign. I don't know how many of you are familiar, but yesterday was National Drink Wine Day. So I saw a lot of posts on social media about that. A lot of people participating in that day. And it's just kind of one of those things that this is really a way to get our industry front and center, on top of mind for a lot of people who maybe overlook the importance of cleaning. Um, a good example of this, I think that there's a lot of things to be learned. I was looking around at some of the various weeks and some of the other campaigns that a lot of other trade associations do to try to promote their industry. And the one that really kind of took my interest was Termite Awareness Week. So this is run by the National Pest Management Association, and they talk about keeping the public engaged on the issue. And they've been running this for the last couple years. Very similar to the tools I'll be kind of showing you guys here today in terms of how your business, what ISSA is doing to promote National Cleaning Week. And they found over the last few years that online conversations and engagement around the topic of termites, not the sexiest of issues, have increased over 130% each spring since 2017. And I think this is really what we're looking to try to do. Similarly, bring attention. There's something that we say around here at ISSA, that we want to change the way the world views cleaning. We feel like that's really important, especially being the trade association for the cleaning industry, that it's incumbent upon us to tell our story. So let's just dive right into it. National Cleaning Week, what is it? Well, we see it as a time of year to celebrate the value of clean and the important positive impacts cleaning has on public health, the environment, and as well as the economy. We have a website that we'll be promoting out there, issa.com/NCW for short. It'll list a lot of the various things that we'll be promoting here on this call, and it'll be something that you can always go back to if you want to pull some of these resources or promote it out to your, whether it's your customers or social media, those types of things. So that's really going to be where we house a lot of this information. So when does it happen? It happens the fourth Sunday of March this year. It runs from March 22nd to 28th. This was not necessarily something that ISSA came and created. There's actually a whole list, a whole calendar of various days, months, weeks of the year that are promoted throughout the year. So we just felt like this was a good year to actually start weighing in on this, really promoting it out there to help the industry. And this is really kind of our first foray into it. So we're really interested in hearing what ideas that our members out there, the industry, has that can supplement what we're trying to do to try to raise the profile and change the way the world views cleaning. So please, like I said, this is kind of our first go at it. We're hoping to grow this over time, invest more time, resources, and bring more attention to the industry. So why is it important? We really think it's a unique opportunity, being it's March, so it's spring. A lot of people are talking about doing their spring cleaning. It's a great time to celebrate the value of clean, raise public awareness, and for you as a company or in your job to promote your business and the cleaning industry. And I also think it's another opportunity to really thank those frontline workers who are doing the hard work, right? The custodians, the housekeepers, all those folks. I think it's a really good time to really give thanks to those workers who really make sure that, you know, the products are being manufactured, the hotels, schools, hospitals are all being cleaned. So I think it's all of these things. So who are we? ISSA. We are the worldwide cleaning industry, and we are encouraging the industry to unite in promoting National Cleaning Week and the value of clean. Kind of stepping back, I did want to kind of talk about this is not just to we don't, you know, while we're engaging the members of the cleaning industries to engage on this and participate, it's also those maybe not directly impacted or maybe not in the cleaning industry. You know, we want to get this information out to the mom with a kid in an elementary school, the patient, the hotel guest. Oftentimes, a lot of these people assume cleanliness rather than demand it. And I think we want to flip that. We want the public to demand cleanliness and clean and safe environments rather than just kind of assume it. There are also other key influencers that we want to engage, whether that's facility managers, whether that's the media who covers different things during the spring, regulating bodies, whether that's the CDC or EPA, and even elected officials. Many of these audiences are not experts about cleaning. They're not experts in the industry, and yet they are making huge impacts on the cleaning industry. All of these groups are engaged differently and have different impact on how we do business. In the case of a regulatory body and elected officials, they have the power to make sweeping regulatory and legislative changes to our industry that can drastically alter the cost and availability of products we use, the way cleaning is done, access to labor, and much, much more. So we feel like this is a really good opportunity for us to raise the profile and engage these audiences and educate them about our industry, because if we don't, someone else will. So moving on, so what can you do? I'm going to go through a couple of these things, and then there's so many things that we could be doing as an industry, and obviously you as your business, we want you to engage however you see fit, whether that's doing all of these things I mentioned, or maybe doing something else that we haven't even mentioned that you just think would help maybe promote your own business, whether it's doing a special sale during National Cleaning Week, anything like that. So a couple of these things that I have on the board, we have CMI, which is our Cleaning Management Institute. I'm going to get into some of the education and training that we're offering. You'll see kind of our National Cleaning button. And so we have I mentioned our National Cleaning Week website. We have both visuals that you can share on all social media, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. So we have those sort of promotional buttons that we hope that you will be posting or even change your profile to during National Cleaning Week, so that every time you're out there, people will see, understand, and really kind of engage. And obviously you can see the hashtag National Cleaning Week, which is what we'll be utilizing that week as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can get involved from a legislative and regulatory aspect, how that can raise the profile of the cleaning industry. And then obviously kind of talking about giving back, and that's where our ISSA charities comes in. So promoting the week, I would say probably the easiest thing that you can do as a company is to share our, these graphics on social media, on your websites, on promotional materials. Feel free to share these far and wide. We're not going to claim ownership over them. You can feel free to use them, and encourage your customers to use them. Encourage employees to use them, because like I said, if we can kind of create this dialogue on social media, where people are recognizing and understanding the need and that this is an important week. We also want to talk a little bit about telling your story and about both the value and the impact of cleaning. So I'm going to get into a little bit about that. So one of my favorite movies, I think one of the greatest stories ever told is Toy Story. Everyone loves Toy Story. And why does it impact us so much, right? Whether you're a child, whether you're a parent, whether you're a grandfather or grandmother, it's one of those stories that really hits everyone, right? And why is this so important? Why do I bring up an animated movie from the 90s? Well, I feel like in storytelling is just so important in everything that we do, whether it's you're running your business and also telling the impacts of something, right? There's a famous 2007 book by political communications expert Frank Luntz, and as I mentioned, my background is in politics, so I'm going to have some references to this. You probably see him on the news a lot, especially when the election rolls around. And he had this really famous book because I wanted to become a political speechwriter. That was my dream job. And he had this book in 2007 called Words That Work. It's not what you say, it's what people hear. And I'm sure many of you who work on the marketing side of things understand this, right? Different words have different impact. People read into different words. But I say, since that's kind of that book came down, and I think they really do matter, right? The way that you're positioning arguments, talking about the industry are very important. But I would like to tweak this principle a little bit. And I would say words matter, but stories persuade. And I think this is just so important when we talk about our industry. We need to tell a story. Maybe it's the story about how you started your business. I remember hearing a presentation. This was years ago. I was not working for ISSA. He was a small business owner who immigrated over here from China, started his cleaning service, his business service contracting job, created a business. It was one man, mop, and a broom, right? We've all heard that story. And it was interesting when someone asked him, what was your goal? What were you striving to do? And he said, I want to pay $1 million in taxes. And I thought that was just a really unique answer to that story, and he kind of used that as trying to really engage the audience, right? He said, my goal off the start was to pay $1 million in taxes, and then so kind of got everyone's attentions, and then he went through how he reached that, right? It wasn't just overnight he created this business that was so successful that he's paying all this money in taxes. No, he talked about the struggles, right? Hiring his first employees, training them up, getting new businesses, the peaks and valleys, going through economic recessions to get to where he was. And it was impactful because he told it in a story. And I think we see this every day. Stories are just so much more persuasive. They are able to bring something that maybe you don't understand and really tell it in a way that you can engage with emotionally, and as well utilizing those facts and figures of why is this important, right? I'm sure you're going in, whether you're trying to sell a product or your services, they want to know the dollars and cents. They want to know your reputation, all these things. But I think it's also important to tell a story. And for our purposes here and National Cleaning Week, I think the stories we really want to tell, and I put up here, if you want to tell your story, reach out to Government Affairs Coordinator Stacy Seaton. Her email's on the slide here. We want to help you tell those stories. We're launching a lot of different things that will help kind of formalize some of these, whether it's an article in one of our magazines. Maybe it's just a quick blurb on our website. Maybe it's through our new podcast that we'll be launching in the next couple weeks. We want to tell these stories because they are impactful. Maybe it's the story of how you started your business and the struggle of getting it off the ground. Maybe it's the story of an innovative new product helping maybe a select a portion of the industry. Maybe it's you came up with the greatest product to clean warehouses or hospitals, anything like that. Maybe it's a story of an employee, one specific employee who you took a chance on, or was, maybe that is the employer and you took a chance on them and he or she succeeded, and they've become, just so much more ingrained in the cleaning industry. These are all the stories we want to tell. We also want to be able to tell the impact stories. The amount of employees we have, the strength and breadth of our industry, how we really do impact everyone. I don't think a lot of people understand that. They take cleaning for granted. And I think we need to flip that, as I said, and kind of make it more of a, people demand cleanliness rather than just assume it. I think this is important for, if you're trying to sell your product. It's important, definitely, and what I do is trying to influence regulatory and legislation impacting the cleaning industry. And it's definitely important in helping the cleaning industry thrive. We all need to be rowing in the same direction. We need to tell our story and be able to educate the public, the media, and everyone about why it is important. Ultimately, what we do daily benefits public health and the environment here and across the globe, and it's important. While National Cleaning Week is only once a year, and we hope to do this year over year, it does serve as an important reminder to us all that we need to be vigilant in our promotion of the cleaning industry and why it is important, because it is often invisible. So I think telling those stories, helping us reach out, maybe you don't even know how to, you just want to talk to someone, reach out to us, reach out to Stacy. We can put those into words. We can put it into multimedia, because these are going to be very important. Whether and our goal really is to promote these during National Cleaning Week. It'd be great if we had 10, 15 stories that every day we're posting 1 or 2 to social media, getting that out of the importance of the cleaning industry. I think that just really personalizes it and is really important for us to do moving forward. Another thing that we offer, especially if you are a member of ISSA, which I hope you all are, is our Value of Clean toolkit. You can see our infographic on the slide here. We also have a video. We have white papers about why does it make dollars and cents to make sure that you, whether it's your house, your business, that you are cleaning and cleaning correctly. As I said, this was a great program. 2015, we won a Power of A Silver Award from the Society of Association Executives. These are really important. If you don't already know, this is a part of your member benefits. You can post these and utilize these on your own websites as a business. You can leverage some of these things in business meetings, saying, here's what we can do. We can lower, we have an impact on sick days for employees. We increase productivity. We can help all these types of things. Time and again, we notice that cleanliness of a location, whether maybe it's a restaurant, really does have bottom line impact on dollars and cents. So I want to encourage you to go to our website, check out those Value of Clean things. Another thing I want to mention, a little self-serving here, but this is the first year we are launching our DC Fly-In. This is our Clean Advocacy Summit, taking place March 25th, 26th, Arlington, Virginia. I see this, all our National Cleaning Week promotion is really kind of leading to this 1.5 day seminar on the Hill. If you've never met with your elected official, if you've never engaged in kind of the political process, but you're in the cleaning industry, this is your opportunity. We'll hike to the Hill. We'll set up meetings with your congressional offices so you can have one-on-one time to talk about the issues that matter to you. Maybe there's labor issues. Maybe you can't get enough labor into your workforce to be able to deal with demand. Maybe you have a small chemical manufacturer, and you're worried about the regulations coming down. Maybe it's on ingredient disclosure. Maybe it's the banning of certain chemicals. Maybe you just want to really promote green cleaning. These are all things that we want to sit down with our congressional offices and know that we exist. And even beyond that, it's not really about asking them to do anything today. It's really to educate them about the cleaning industry. No one's been the voice of the cleaning industry over the years, and we really want to position our members as being that voice. You'll gain an understanding of what's going on in the 2020 election and what it might mean for the industry, get briefed on some of the top issues, as I mentioned, labors, tariffs, chemical regulations, immigration, sustainability, green cleaning, and more. We'll also have an industry panel to learn a little bit more about what's going on from that aspect as well. You'll receive training on how to become an effective advocate, a leader, and a spokesperson for the cleaning industry. And ultimately, you'll be able to make your voice heard about very important issues impacting the industry. We have already confirmed Alex Dunn, who's Assistant Administrator for EPA. So if you don't know what necessarily she does or her role, she really oversees a lot of the cleaning products and chemicals that are used. So she is the regulatory force that will look at those and help them come to market. They also oversee the Saver Choice program, which I'm sure many of you are already familiar with. We'll also hear from Congressman Brad Snyder, who will be addressing us. So ISSA's headquarters is actually in his district. So I think that'll be really fascinating to hear from him and just kind of hear what's going on from Congress moving forward. For joining this webinar, we are offering a special promo code CAS50. You'll get $50 off registration. The registration includes food, also all the great speakers. It'll include the special couple different social hours that you'll get to interact and hang out with people, as well as transportation to the Capitol and setting up all those meetings for you. So we'll walk you through that from the time you land to the time you leave. And I think this is just a really great opportunity to get engaged with ISSA during National Cleaning Week. Another opportunity that we've been working with from ISSA is to enhance your career in business through specialized training. So if you're familiar already with our Cleaning Management Institute, we have a number of events, and we're offering through this promo code CMI50 for $50 off any of the US-based events. This is just really important, right? I mean, we have certified more than 250,000 individuals worldwide, furthered the education and development of the cleaning and maintenance professionals, managers, supervisors, executives. So if you're not familiar with this, it's really important to do this. So maybe this is something, maybe you're a small business owner and you want to train some of your frontline workers on the best practices. I think this is a really good way to invest your time and resources in helping them progress professionally. Moving on, cleaning as a charity. ISSA runs a number of charities, and there's a whole host of other charities out there, but these are the three that we operate. Hygiene Network, which is a great portion of our great charity that we run that helps to mentor women in the cleaning industry and others. We also have Cleaning for a Reason, which I'm sure many of you know about, how we have many companies going into the houses of cancer patients and cleaning their houses for free. Just a really great charity. And then ISSA Scholars. We've given out millions of dollars in scholarship money to those inside and outside the cleaning industry for their education. And that's kind of one of our first charities that we ran here. I think this is just really good opportunity to engage your members and also just to give back through cleaning. As we said, we are cleaning as a charity. Another aspect I wanted to bring up was our advocacy efforts. I kind of mentioned it a little bit when we talked about our fly-in, our Clean Advocacy Summit. But we also want, maybe you can't attend, maybe you're so busy that it's just not going to work out. Maybe those dates don't work. I want to invite you today to sign up to become an advocate for clean. You won't receive many we do not spam, we do not send out that many emails, but you will receive regular updates, maybe once a month. I think that's probably about the limit of what we do, unless something's really fast breaking. You'll be the first to hear about pressing legislation, compliance deadlines, advocacy events, training, and more. We had an opportunity last year in Washington State where they were passing legislation specifically on the cleaning industry, cleaning service providers. It was a harassment in the workplace bill, but it also had a lot of other things in there as well. And we were able to engage some of our members in Washington State, specifically on cleaning related issues. And these pop up all over the country, and we need to be vigilant. As I said, if we don't tell our story, if we're not telling how these laws and regulations could impact our industry, someone else will tell that for us. So we need to have that seat at the table, and that's what I try to do from a government affairs standpoint. But ultimately, it's you, it's our members, it's the small business owners, it's the frontline workers who can really say, hey, I'm in your district. This is how this is going to impact me, positively, negatively. This is, we need to hear that voice. It's just so critical. I can talk till I'm blue in the face about why a regulation or a tax or a tariff is bad or good, but they really need, these members of Congress or even at the state level, they want to hear from their constituents. They want to hear from the businesses, the employees, because that's really what's going to impact them. I can't talk about what's going on in Idaho because I don't live there. I mean, they're going to say, okay, yeah, I know you have some members there, but I want to hear from those members. And that's really what we're trying to do. So I really want to encourage you to sign up and be involved. Just give us your email address. Like I said, we don't email out more than probably once a month, but this is a good way to get engaged on a lot of our efforts that we supply. I did want to open it up for some questions. If you had any questions or even suggestions about how we can make and leverage National Cleaning Week in the future. As I mentioned, this is really something that we're launching this year. It's one of those great things working for a group, just a great organization like ISSA. It was maybe 2-3 months ago, and I'm sitting around and I'm on on my computer Googling around. I say, wow, there's this National Cleaning Week. Have we ever done anything with this? And then people say, well, no, I mean, there's a day or week for everything. And this was right around the time we were promoting or starting to plan our Clean Advocacy Summit. And I said, it would be really great if we could somehow align these two things together. Really kind of building momentum towards this week and ultimately this event where we go to Capitol Hill, we're meeting with legislators, talking about the importance of clean. So that's kind of where it kind of drove through. And then I start, reaching out to some people internally and the education team and certification team said, yeah, we'd love for you to, let's offer a promo code or talking with membership, and they're all on board saying, yeah, I think our members would love this. Another thing I didn't even mention, we are also trying to get governors around the country to proclaim it National Cleaning Week in a bunch of different states. So I think we've probably about a dozen states we've submitted a proclamation for the governor to basically sign something and send out a press release on behalf of the state saying, it's National Cleaning Week in Georgia. So if you're interested in that, feel free to reach out to me. We already have the text written up. It's something that we want to engage with more. We are kind of towards the deadline for that. Most of those have to get in within about 30 days, but this is really a way that we believe we can engage. It's just another way of promoting the industry. We're industry neutral. We're not trying to say, hey, use Bobby's cleaning services rather than Jenny's cleaning services. We really just want people to know the importance of cleaning, and we want to engage our members to tell that story as well. I think we did have a question. There was one about, will you be providing text, video, print materials to ISSA members to use for NCA or National Cleaning Week 2020? The answer is yes. We already have a website up, which we will be filtering more information. It's www.issa.com/NCW, so National Cleaning Week. So we'll be housing a lot of those materials, especially the visuals that you can use on social media. Feel free, like I said, put them on your website, blast them out to your, whatever you want to do with them, share them, far and wide. We'd really love for people to start promoting that. Use it as your button on your social media promotion. As we get other video, we are hoping to do some other pieces. I know in our next edition of ISSA Today, there will be some there will be an article in there promoting it as well. I know we're working with a lot of our media team internally to have some content throughout the week. We'd love to, as I mentioned, if you have a story to tell, we'd love to take those stories, condense them down, and really kind of pitch those out there as well. I think it's just really important to tell the personal story, personal stories of our members, the industry, the impact. Maybe you have, a really great worker that you want to, tell a story about how, how they started, being a custodian. Now they're running a team of people, or maybe you are that person. Maybe you have your own business. We'd love to tell those stories. Those are great. Those really do move the needle and really engage people in a way that most people are not normally engaged. Will you be providing videos to national TV networks to use? That's a great idea. I'll get back with some of our marketing team to see what we can do. On that point, though, I know we are trying to probably work up some sort of national press release that we'll be putting out to media to use, hopefully engaging us. But also, I would say encourage you all. We'll have some draft text that we can share with you if you have any questions, or I'm happy to write it up for you. You can email me. We can supply some sort of text that maybe you want to send a local press release to your hometown newspaper or your hometown news broadcast. Let us know. Reach out. We'll help provide some of that text, because that's really where it's going to have impact, right? Your local news channel or your local TV channel. I think that there's a lot of impact there, and some of this we are hoping will be organic growth. We can't do it all, obviously. We're going to do as much as we can to help facilitate the week and all the promotion. But anytime that you feel like, hey, maybe you already have a existing relationship with your local ABC network. Maybe you already run ads. We'd love for you to reach out to them and say, hey, you should do a news piece on this. This is really important, and we'd love for you guys to be the stars of that. So yeah, that's a great idea. You mentioned we had another question about, will you provide materials that we as ISSA members to use to get new employees to look for jobs in the cleaning industry? I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that. That's really very interesting. I think that's part of it, right? I touched on it from a policy standpoint. Labor is a huge issue for our industry. We all know this. It's hard to keep good, and it's hard to recruit new employees. It's hard to keep employees. A part of that, I think, is training and those types of things. We'd love to try to engage on that. I think that's part of the story we can tell as well. So maybe that's part of letting people know, and in these various markets, hey, we're open for hire. We are looking for employees, good quality employees, and there is an upward trajectory. This is a great industry to be in, and we need to tell that story. So I really appreciate that feedback. That's something we'll definitely take back and see how we can leverage that. I'm not going to overpromise this year. Like I said, this is our first kind of pilot of rolling this out. Hopefully, maybe in the years we can build on this. These are all great feedback. How about radio ads? As I mentioned, we are working on a podcast that we'll be launching. I'll get back with some of our team to see what the likelihood of some of that. Some of that, there's limited time, limited aspects that we can do. But if you want to reach out to me, let us know. Maybe we can help craft some example of text scripts for any sort of radio ads. Happy to work with you. Some of this, I think, we'll really want to engage on a case-by-case basis. We'll probably have some sort of template text. Like I said, we'll be filling that National Cleaning Week landing page with various texts. But obviously, if you have something specific in mind that you are looking for, reach out to us. We'll see how we can work with you and see what else we can do on that. So those are really good feedback. Like I said, reach out to your local audiences, right? That's the really impact. We're in such a culture now, or kind of a media standpoint of, yeah, there's all this noise up here from a 20,000 foot level. what's going on. Maybe it's national news, but there's a lot that can be impacted at the local level. And I would encourage each of you to take kind of your sphere of influence. Maybe your company, maybe you work in Topeka, Kansas. You can have a lot of impact just driving this message home, telling the importance to your local audiences. Maybe it's going to your school board, telling them, why they need to invest in green cleaning, or maybe it's going to your radio stations and offering that sort of information. So like I said, we do have some template information. Let us know, we'll work with you. As I mentioned, if you want to offer a resolution or a proclamation, reach out to us. We already have that drafted, and we can work with you on specialty information. I don't want to say no to someone wanting to really engage on a lot of this. We want to make it as easy as possible to promote the message. We have a little bit of a survey after you log off, so please take that. There's only 5 very quick questions. I think 4 of them are yes, no, so they can't take that long. And this is really, we want to assess what, different ways that you guys are interested in engaging during National Cleaning Week. And keep the ideas coming. Like I said, reach out to me personally. Whether we can get that into this year's, we are almost exactly a month out from National Cleaning Week 2020. Maybe it's something we can use next year. This is something we want to grow over time. One of the reasons, or one of the things we want to really assess from this is feedback from our members. Do you think, as members, part of the industry, is this a good idea? Is this something we should be investing more or less resources in? Are there other ideas that we can really help promote the cleaning industry? It's something I hear from our members all the time. They just hear, I hear oftentimes, I don't hear enough about the importance of cleaning. And I think this is a really good opportunity to tell that story. You see what's going on with the coronavirus, flu outbreaks, all these types of things. I don't think a lot of the message out there in the public is really kind of focusing on, there's not 100% cure for what's going on, but cleanliness, sanitary, cleaning, best practices in cleaning, hygiene, washing your hands, all these things do help, right? There's not a cure-all, there's not a magic wand, but I think it's a good time for us to reinforce the public, the media, these key influencers about the huge impact that goes unseen. Like I said, it really is kind of invisible. Really appreciate it, Tom, for your kind words. We do want to, you mentioned kind of making this a big deal in future years. That's what we want to do. Obviously, if we don't have feedback, if we're not seeing that members want to engage, or if you don't see the value of us leading the charge on this, then obviously we got to cut bait and run. But if you think that there's value, please let us know. Please engage. Let us know how we can better engage. And we hope to build this over time. I think we want to bring other organizations into the fold as well. I know the American Cleaning Institute, for instance, they're releasing a lot of, they're doing a big promotion on sustainability. We want to promote those efforts as well. So I think in 2020 and beyond, this is something where we can build on, learn best practices, what worked, what didn't, what kind of member feedback we get, and really make this a big deal. And ultimately, with the Clean Advocacy Summit, which I mentioned, that's really going to be kind of the big event that we're all leading to. I would love 100 advocates storming Capitol Hill, meeting with their elected officials, saying, this is National Cleaning Week. We're the cleaning industry. It's important. Here's why. See what's going on with flu outbreaks, public health, the environment. We're innovating. We're finding new ways to clean more space, more efficiently, more effectively. And and we need help, right? Or what you're doing here on this regulation is impacting how we can do business. That's really where we wanted to get to. It doesn't happen overnight, but we really want to engage our members in seeing what we can do moving forward. But we can't do it alone, right? We have 99,000 plus members. We love you all. And if you're not a member, become a member. But ultimately, we need you out there to be our army on the ground, our voice, our grassroots people out there selling this, because we can't do it alone, right? We need to maximize our voice out there, and you guys have such a big megaphone. I mean, your influences in your own communities, in your own school districts, in your own cities, in your own states, and even within your own customer base, or the people that you work with, maybe the places you get your products from. So these are very important conversations, and I think this is a good opportunity to say, hey, did you know this is National Cleaning Week? I just want to let you know that, here's what we're doing. This is why it's important. It's just another aspect. And hey, if you can leverage it in to increase sales, more power to you. If it's you telling your employees or highlighting some employees who have done a really good job, that's really great as well. Do we get a copy of this webinar? Yes, you will. Probably tomorrow, and then over the course of the weeks, we do have an email that goes out with the presentation itself. It will also include links to a lot of things that I included on the presentation. So our National Cleaning Week landing page, that will be included on it, which includes those multimedia, social media graphics to share. It'll also include links to sharing a story. So if you are interested in sharing your story, we have a little form you can fill out. If you want to register for our Clean Advocacy Summit, you can register. If you want to sign up and utilize that CMI, the Cleaning Management Institute discount code, you'll have all the links there. Or if you want to get everyone in your company to give $5 towards ISSA charities, that'd be great as well. So we'll include all that. You should be getting that in the next 24 hours. I think we'll have them. We'll turn this around. Feel free, yes, please promote it, whether it's your internally to your leadership team. Heck, you can post it on your website for all we care. We want as many people to know about National Cleaning Week and engage with us as possible. So feel free to use that as far and wide as you can. And like I said, if you have other opportunities or other ways that you think we should be engaging, please let us know. This is only the first year. Hopefully it'll be one of many. Hopefully we'll build on this. Hopefully we'll really, maybe we have 20 to 25 members who are really engaged, and next year we have 50 to 100, and all of a sudden we have a movement. So really, thank you so much all for joining us today. I just want, I know you guys are all busy. Really appreciate you taking it out, but I think it's incumbent upon us to raise the profile of the industry. Great question. Yes, there is no cure-all, but by utilizing healthy hygiene habits, we can reduce, keyword, the chances of getting sick, but cannot totally eliminate the probability of transmission. Absolutely. So if I kind of misspoke, that's exactly what I was getting to. I think we all need to, we don't want to oversell what it can be, what cleaning can do in personal hygiene, but it is important, and I think we all understand how important it is, and the impact it can have. So that's great clarification point. But it's one of many variables, but it's a very important variable. Like I said, we don't want to oversell what we can do, but I think we all understand the importance of cleanliness, cleaning. So appreciate that feedback as well. With that, I don't have much else to say. I've already spoken for 45 minutes with you all. Really appreciate the questions, the feedback. As I said, if you have any others, if you want to engage with us, maybe you had something that you wanted to ask specifically, or you had some text you wanted from us, reach out to me. Check out our website. We'll be continuing to update it. I know leading into March 22nd, releasing more material through social media on the landing page. So really appreciate that. So thank you so much for joining.